and drew the illustrations. That's called Hip and Hop Don't Stop. It's about a rabbit named Hop and a turtle named Hip. And of course, they are rappers. And when the rabbit raps, you're supposed to read it fast. And when the turtle raps, you're supposed to read it slow. And there's characters like Jay Zebra, and then the Notorious P.I.G. Ludafish, who's a fish. All right, and here's cat secrets. Maybe I'll read cat secrets now. Let's do it. All right, raise your hand if you have cats again. Hands up for cats. All right, hands down, hands up for dogs. Uh-oh, it looks like a dog town. All right, hands down, raise your hand if you have a different type of pet. And keep your hand up. All right, now as I say your pet, put your hands down. If you have a fish, put your hand down. Okay, if you have a bird, put your hand down. If you have like a hamster or a gerbil, put your hand down. All right, does anyone have an unusual pet that I haven't mentioned? What do you have?
A duck.
A duck? That is a good one. What's your duck's name?
We have 5 ducks.
Do they have names?
Sparkles is our baby duck.
Sparkles.
Oh, Happy
Sparkle's happy.
is a little duck. Oh, one of our ducks.
Emerald. Let's see if you can name all your ducks. That's 3, I think. Sorry. It's a lot. All right, what do you have back there? An iguana frog?
Water frog.
Oh, water frog. I thought you... Cool, what's a water frog?
Little mini frog that lives in a little miniature self-contained.
What's its name, too?
Cool.
That's a good name. So, when I wrote Cat Secrets, I had a cat, and his name was Tucker. He's since passed away, which is sad, but I dedicated the book to Tucker. And he was a really mean cat. So I thought that if I dedicated a book to him, he'd be nice to me, but he was still really, really mean to me. Do you guys want to hear kind of a gross story?
Yeah.
All right. So even though I draw the pictures and write the words in my books, it's still really exciting when I get an actual copy of the book, because you guys know I don't make the book, right? The publishing company has a big printing press, and they print thousands of these books. So it's still really exciting when an author gets his book. So I came home one day, and I knew that I saw a big box on my steps, and I knew it was my new copies of Yes, Yes, Y'all. So I picked up the box, ran upstairs, and it was summertime, so I was wearing shorts. So that's important to the story. So I went to open, I had a little knife, I opened this box, and my cat Tucker, who was really mean, was either jumping at me to attack me, which he did a lot, or jumping at me to jump in the box. But either way, he jumped, he hit my hand, and I cut myself from here to here, and I had to go to the emergency room and get 30 stitches. And I got blood all over my new books. So it's a very dangerous job. So this book is called Cat Secrets. It's a book for cats. So I know this is weird, but I have to dress like a cat. And I have kind of a... That's good. All right. So I got a cat tail, which is getting really mangy after I've done lots of readings. I think I need a new cat tail. Got cat ears. And I've got this cat sweater. You can see. It has everything that cats love on it.
That's fantastic.
It's got little mice for buttons. It's got, I guess that's catnip, bones, and on the back it says, I heart cats. Now I'm ready to hit the club. It means I love cats. Thank you. All right, so this book is called Cat Secrets. Cat Secrets by Jef Czekaj. Cat Secrets. That's me. By Jef Czekaj. That's me. There's the cat secrets, locked up in a case so nobody can get them.
How do cats get there?
The cats must have the key. I don't show that part of the story. It's top secret. Here come the cats. There's Tucker. Here come the cats. The whole book is just this, back and forth. Here come. Come on, bring the book. Come on, bring the book. All right, anyway. Stop! Stop reading right now. This book, Snatch, is for cats only. This means that if you are a bird, a dog, a snake, a fish, a girl, a bear, a boy, especially if you are a mouse, tap, tap, tap. There's the mouse. Keep an eye on that mouse. You should close this book now. Yeah! No peeking, elephants. Okay, now that only cats are reading, we can begin. The first cat secret is, wait! Whisper, 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 whisper. It has come to my attention that someone other than a cat may be reading this book. Shame on you. Hey, you. Yes, you. You don't look very much like a cat. How do we know if they're cats or not? We can test them. But how? Scratch, 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 scratch. Okay, if you're really a cat, let's hear you meow. Yeah. Alright, keep meowing, they're listening. Alright. Uh-oh, the mouse is almost getting the book. It zips away. That was actually a pretty good meow. I guess they really are all cats. So far, we fooled them. Uh-oh. I'm still not convinced. Let's hear them purr. They'll never get that one. You guys purr like a cat? It's kind of weird. That's a weird purr. Alright. I hear some purring. The cat almost gets the book. Zips away. Oh! That sounded like a purr to me. Me too. I guess I'll start revealing our cat secrets. Wait, I know. Let's see them stretch like a kitty. Stretch. Yeah, that's like how a cat stretches. It's pretty good. Stretch. Look, they're stretching just like cats do. This guy kind of looks like he's going to go for a run. Well, here comes again. I guess it's safe to reveal our secrets now. We need one more test. There must be something else that cats do all the time. Alright, if you have a cat and it does something unusual, I'm going to stop the story. What does your cat like to do? Hide. Alright, what does your cat like to do? Sleep? Be lazy, yeah. Does anyone cat do something weird? I like to hear about weird cats. Yawn. It's a good one. Alright, what's your cat like to do? Scratch, yeah. My cat likes to do that. Yes?
It likes to play with something hanging.
Hanging, like a hanging string, yeah. So I told you about my cat. My cat was really neat. But he also liked to sleep. Oh, and the mouse misses the book again. What about taking cat naps? Yes, of course, naps. If you absolutely, really, truly are a cat, let's see you take a nap. We're waiting. This part's for the parents. They all tiptoe away. Alright. That cat's asleep. This cat is getting tired, but Tucker's not going anywhere. Uh-oh. This cat's asleep. This cat's asleep. The mouse. This is a terrible end of the book. I don't know what to tell you. This cat's asleep. This cat's asleep. Tucker can barely keep his eyes open. And they all fall asleep. This is a terrible end of a book. But this is the way it happens. The mouse gets to read, the cat sleeps. And we don't get to learn them. That's the end. The end. Alright, I'm going to take off my cat. I'm going to take off my cat sweater. Let me show you guys, before I read Dog Rules, which is the sequel, and I just wanted to show you. Well, I have some other books. I'll just show you really quick. I'm not going to read these. This book is called Austin. This is another dog-related book. Austin, Lost in America. It's about this dog that runs away from a sketchy pet store to find a new home. And he travels from state to state. So you learn funny facts about all 50 states. And you get a little story, too. I have a book called Call for a New Alphabet. This book is about the letter X. That's what I have up here. The letter X is kind of mad about his place in the alphabet. Blah, we saw this, we saw this. There it is. Call for a new alphabet. The letter X is kind of mad that he's in so few words and how every alphabet book just has xylophone and X-ray. So he decides to make a new alphabet, and maybe he would be the first letter. So it would be like X, B, D, E, G, L, T. It's hard to do that. And this one is fun. It's kind of a graphic novel. Don't throw your books. Yes, yes, y'all is the sequel. We talked about Hip and Hop. Point Doodle Moo is this crazy game of telephone with farm animals. I talked about them. And then Dog Rules. Let me show you guys one thing before I get to Dog Rules. Do you guys like to draw and write stories? Yeah. Raise your hand if you like to draw the pictures better. All right, hands down. Raise your hand if you like to. Hands down. Raise your hand if you like to write the stories. Do you like? Now raise your hand if you like both. Do you guys like comics and graphic novels? I really liked those when I was a kid. So this is what I want to show you. Kids often ask me if I always wanted to write and draw books. First, I'm going to show you a picture of me, probably when I was younger than a lot of you. I think I was maybe in kindergarten or so. Aww. Used to wear a tie, I guess. Here's me older, playing a video game called Atari. Ask your parents about that, maybe. It's a really old video game. But here's what I'm going to show you. This is something my mom saved from when I was a kid. This is, I think, when I was in first grade. This is a note from the superintendent of my school that says, "Dear Jeffrey," so that's my full name, "thank you very much for reading to me your latest book, The Magic Car. It was the nicest treat I had on St. Patrick's Day. My best wishes to you as you write many more books." So that means I wrote a book. My mom, unfortunately, did not save the book. Do you have a question? Do you have something?
I have a name at my academy chat's named Patrick.
Oh, it's somebody named Patrick?
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Got it, yeah. We have a lot in common, you and me. I have this thing from... Anyway, so this just goes to show you, I was writing books even back then. My mom threw out the magic car, so we'll never know what it was about. Probably about a magic car. And I remember I just did it in crayon, stapled it together. And I guess for some reason my superintendent saw it. So that's what I want to show you too. I was a really shy kid and I used to get migraine headaches. Do you guys know what migraine headaches are? They're super painful. Yeah, aren't they the worst? You shouldn't give it a thumbs up, you should give it a thumbs down. But I was the kid that would have to go home sick a lot and I would just get them in school. So my teachers decided to take me out of gym class, which wasn't too great, but I got to sit with my first grade teacher and draw. And I think that was like my first inspiration, was like just sitting and drawing with my teacher. And so this is something I drew, once again, this is I think when I was in first grade. I drew this thing called Funny Ways that was like kind of a long film strip thing that you can, it's one long sheet of paper. And these are just idioms if you know what those are. So this says, "He yelled his head off." That's what I drew, a kid yelled his head off. "She worked like a dog." It's kind of freaky. So these might look like drawings that you guys might make. And you're probably better than these actually. And this one's really freaky. "Keep an eye on the baby." So my mom did save this for some reason. But she didn't save the magic car. Do you guys have any questions about writing or drawing books before I read Dog Rules? Yes. How do I draw a book? Well, one thing I do, I always carry around a sketchbook with me. And that's some advice to you guys. Always carry, if you really like to draw and come up with stories, always carry around a book. And I think a lot of people think that professional authors and illustrators always have fancy things. I'll show you, hopefully, the notebook I had when I came up with Hip and Hop. There you go. I bought it at Family Dollar for 75 cents. And I kind of like junky notebooks like this, because then you don't feel self-conscious about doing good drawing. I think that if I bought a really nice sketchbook, I would get nervous that every page has to be perfect. And so this, I was just scribbling. I never thought that I'd be projecting this to you guys. This was just for you guys know what brainstorming is? Kind of anything goes. And I think this is the first time I drew the characters of Hip and Hop. But I was also drawing some weird sock. I don't even know what that is. An owl. Some sort of dragon. Yes? have I ever written a chapter book? That's a really good question. I'm starting to work on a chapter book. For me, it's much what we were talking about before. I think of ideas first by drawing pictures. So I would just doodle, and then I would draw these characters, and I would say, oh, maybe there's a story. So for me, it's harder to write a chapter book if it's all about describing things. I'm working on it. Yes? When I first thing published, probably my first thing, Nickelodeon used to have a magazine, and I used to just make my own comics, and I would go to comic conventions and sell them. I would just like Xerox them, staple them together, and one of those comics I sold to somebody from Nickelodeon magazine. So that happened when I was in my 20s, and I got a job writing a comic for Nickelodeon magazine. That's my first page. Yes.
What was your first book you did?
The first book I drew was that one called The Quest to Digest. This one over here, or The Magic Car that we saw. Yes. Favorite book that I've written? It's kind of changes all the time. Austin was really fun because this one I always liked funny state facts. So this one this was a lot of work, but I had to do all this research about goofy facts. But it was super fun to draw. I got to draw Grand Canyon, Hawaii, planes, lots of things. Any more questions? These are all really good questions. Yes.
How did you make the book to get people on the team?
How did I get them on the pages? I'll show you guys really quick. I'm doing this weird combination. So I do school visits. And so this is kind of what I would do at a school visit. So I'm kind of just showing you guys, but we're going to get to the dog rules book in a minute. I'm going to show you really quickly how I make one page of a book. I'll show you. So remember this hip-hop book I was talking about? There's a page where there's a rap battle. I want to show you how many drafts I have to do for each book. So I'm going to show you how to I made that book, that page. So, how do I make a book? Here's the very first draft. Once again, a lot of these things I never thought I'd be showing on a screen in front of you. It's kind of embarrassing. This isn't like my best drawing. This is just when I was working on the ideas. This was just on whatever paper I had lying around. You can see I was doodling other things in the corner. Just with a regular pencil. I use little mechanical pencils. You can buy those just at CVS. So I knew I wanted to have a rap battle. And so I drew all these rappers: Squirrel G, Jay-Z, Nerdy Birdie, Funky Phil, Sneaky Pete, Notorious P.I.G., Nanette, Ruby Nuke, Little Nancy, Sir Lix-a-Lot, Reginald III, MC Fresh Fish. And then I said, that's too many. So I drew it again. So this is the second draft. And keep in mind, I have to do this for each page of the book. So now I'm down to 6 rappers. And do you guys know what an editor is? You know what an editor is? In school, it would be your teacher or maybe your classmates would edit your stuff. They'd read your work and say, you spelled that word wrong, or this part doesn't make sense. So I remember talking to my editor on the phone, and she said, Jeff, there's still too many drawings on this page. Let's get rid of some of them. I like J-Zebra, but get rid of Squirrel G. I like Notorious P.I.G., but I'm not so into Sneaky Pete. Cross them out. So then I draw it again. So this is the third time. Now it's starting to resemble the page in the final book. So there we go. It's kind of got the same layout, you can see. And this still is just on junky paper. If you're doing a picture book, you have to remember to leave room for the words. There. And then after showing this, then it was time to draw. And when I draw on Bristol, which I don't know if you know what that is. That's just kind of thick paper. And I use a little paintbrush, and I dip it in, and I draw all these lines. And it takes a long time. And if I make a big mistake, I have to throw it out, which is a bummer. And I think that's another thing. A lot of times, you think that authors and illustrators don't make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. And so here, I remember I messed up. I think I drew these lines straight or something, and I just used whiteout to correct it. You can't see it in this final art. Then I scan it in, and this part I just used my computer to add the colors. I use a program called Photoshop. And this is just kind of like doing a coloring program. And that's what the final page looks like. And if you took away the line drawings, it would look like that. It's pretty freaky looking. That's what's behind the lines. All right, that is how you make a book. One page of the book. So you can see there's many, many drafts. So when your teacher tells you to do a first draft and a second draft, get used to it. Any more questions before I read dog rules? Yes.
My dog does rule because she's a breed.
Your dog does rule. Okay, yes.
In school, we all are working on our own books, and we have to do lots of colors.
Lots and lots of colors, yeah. And when you do drawing, sometimes you do pencil first and then go over it with marker. The question is that when you were doing my draft, did I have to erase things? I did lots of erasing and lots of throwing things away too. There's lots of mistakes. You just have to be. These are really good questions. I think you guys are all going to be authors. Any more questions before I read dog rules? Yes.
I'm making a mythology with my friend Ellen.
Cool. I love Greek mythology. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Awesome. All right, I'm going to read dog rules because we've been waiting too long. I have a dog sweater. It's not quite as glamorous as the cat sweater, but a teacher found this for me. I was doing a school visit and I was saying, my book Dog Rules is coming out and I don't have a dog sweater yet. And she found this in a thrift store. It's pretty good, huh? Not quite as glamorous as the cat secrets one.
She found it in a dumpster.
It does kind of look like she found it in a dumpster too. I have this kind of puny cat dog tail. I think I need a better dog tail. And I have these dog ears. All right. Do you have something to say before I begin this book? It does, thanks. She said the dog tail looks like a piece of poo. Thanks. All right. This book is called Dog Rules by Jef Czekaj. That's me. Tweet. Come on. All right. First thing you can see is this book was originally going to be called Bird Rules, but this cat is messing with us. On the back cover of the book, you can see is the cat from Cat Secrets, and he's reading a book called How to Fool Dogs. There's the cat. Looks like it's up to no good. All right, Dog Rules by Jef Czekaj. All right, there's a cat. It's like putting down something. It's like a nest. Let's see what it is. What's this? There's a note. Zip. Instructions. 1. Sit on nest. 2. Hatch baby. 3. Teach baby to be a good dog. That's funny. I don't recall being hatched from an egg, but I guess it was a long time ago. So the cat thinks it's pretty funny. They think there's a puppy inside that egg. Let's see if they're right. All right. And so they sit on the nest. They sit on the nest in the rain. They sit on the rest in the snow. Then rumble, rumble, rumble. Crack. Pop. Plop, plop. Mama! That's funny. I think there must be some mistake, little one. I'm pretty sure that I'm a boy dog. Mama! He's got your eyes. Also, you don't really look like a dog. Now you've gone and made our baby cry. I'm sorry, Junior. Mama! The note says that we should teach our puppy to be a good dog. Let's get to work. All right, so they're going to teach that puppy to be a good dog.
That's not puppy.
Let's see how it goes. Growling is an important part of any dog's day. Ready? It's time for you to show Junior how to growl. You guys growl? Alright, that's some good growling. Alright. That was some fabulous growling. Now it's your turn, Junior. Alright, let's see how that bird growls. Ready? Get ready for a big growl. Tweet! Cat thinks that's funny. Why don't we try something else? Dogs love to do tricks. Let's show Junior how to roll over. Or you can't really roll over here.
I don't
There you go, you can do that. Maybe rock back and forth. Yeah, there you go. You can twist around in your seat. Roll, 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 roll. Let the bird see something. Nice job, keep it up. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Whoops. Slurp. Are you eating a worm? Dogs do not eat worms. This dog said. The translation is, it actually tastes pretty good. Being a parent can be confusing. Tell me about it. I just ate worms. There's the birds and the baby Bjorn. All right. Okay, it's time for the most exciting lesson of all. Barking. Everybody bark. Ooh, barking is a personal favorite. All right, bark. Some good barking. All right, bird's turn. Bark, Junior, bark. Tweet! No, it's like this. Everybody bark again. Let's show this. And the cat thinks it's so funny. Tweet, 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 tweet. Our puppy hatched from an egg, tweets, flies, and eats worms. Have you been raising a baby bird this entire time? That cat thinks this is the funniest thing ever. Yes, we have. But Junior, that doesn't mean we love you any less. You can tweet all you want. Flap, 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 flap. Uh-oh. I've never been more proud. Our little puppy's all grown up. That's the end. Thank you. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, come talk to me. I'll be happy to sign books, draw pictures in the books. You have one last question?
And why was that cat laughing at the bird?
Well, he was tricking the dogs. I can explain it to you later. Yeah.
How long did it take you to write that book?
No, it's hard to say because writing a book, there's lots of back and forth. So I'll show you all the drafts. I'll draw a draft, and then I'll send it to my editor, and then I have to wait. And she says, change this, change this. So it takes months to do a book. Yes.
Are you a DJ too?
I am a DJ. I have a 3-year-old, so I've been DJing a lot less than I used to. But I DJ rap music here in Boston. Yeah. Put the cattail on. All right, that's the end. We're done. I think we're going to book signing. I'm not sure where, but